Hello everyone, I'm Fudgy Prime, and I'd like to just talk about execution ideas and concepts I have for certain heroes that I feel like would fit within the universe of For Honor. I'll be categorizing the length of these executions from short, middle, and long, just to simplify things. Also, the titles I've made up are just as simple as they can be. I've made it as bland as humanly possible. If you enjoy or agree with these ideas that I've came up with, then feel free to comment on the video. Let me know what you think. But I'm just done with talking for now. Let's just get into the characters. Sohei has got to be one of the most interesting concepts of a character I've seen in this game. Being tiled as a soul collector, he uses his 6 weapons to gain charges, which then he could either make you see God when it's fully charged, or gain all of his health back, like he's some kind of Dark Souls boss. But what surprises me is that they haven't decided to utilize his weapons into executions, which I really think is wasted potential. Which brings me to my first concept. The title, that's mine. Length, medium to long. The opponent grabs Sohei's wakizashi attached to his waist to strike in a downward motion towards Sohei. In quick response, he blocks the initial strike with his main weapon by using the cross section of the blade while holding it with upper grip and driving the weapon into their chest, holding both the opponent and sword in place where he can finally overpower them, grab his blade back, and then cut their throat, taking back his own weapon. Concept 2 would be sweet synergy. I feel like the length of this would be between short to medium, leaning more towards a medium execution, where Sohei in quick succession uses his sickle, which is on his back, to hook and pull the opponent towards him simultaneously, cutting their throat open. Whilst they're holding onto their neck, drowning in their own blood, Sohei would swing his main weapon in an arch similar to his zone, hitting them directly into their waist with absolute force, puncturing them to their side and then pulling them back again towards him. Concept 3. Lover Club. Length, short. The concept is that Sohei reaches for his light club to simply bonk them over the head, which causes them to be in a bit of a daze. He then follows it up with his heavier club and hits them twice as hard, causing them to immediately die and potentially hearing their skull crack in the process. Just something that would be short and simple, but also pretty brutal and kind of exaggerate the sheer size of the guy and how powerful and strong he is. Concept 4. Saw it coming. Length, medium to long. The opponent in this instance would decide to be a bit brave and start punching or just throwing hands towards Sohei, towards his stomach, maybe his chest or face, which in this state, Sohei begins to go into a rage and uses his main weapon in an upper grip to slam and puncture the opponent's arm, holding it in place, whilst menacingly reaching for his saw blade attached to his waist and slowly and painfully sawing off the opponent's arm, which finally, in a childish fashion, as they're laying on the floor, bleeding out, grabbing where their arm would be, they would die off, being in the end of the execution. If their arm is still attached, just throws it off and their arm lands on their chest. Now for Yorm, I think she's got some pretty good executions off the bat, but I remember that there was a phase with executions for all heroes where would use some of their feats in their executions, and I'm really surprised that they didn't give the same love towards Yorm, because I haven't noticed or seen anything for Yorm like that. So I think you guys know where this is going. Concept 1. Bout time. Length, short. Yorm knees the opponent in the chest to a certain distance and hurls her smaller hammer towards the opponent, which they dodge. As they begin to rush her to close the gap, she snaps her fingers in front of her, where the hammer immediately hurls back towards her, making the opponent's head explode and leaving her in a bloody mess. Concept 2. Flat face. Length, short or medium. Yorm hits the opponent with a hard right hook to the mouth, causing them to fall and laying on their back. As they're in a daze, Yorm approaches them slowly and begins to raise her hammer. Once the opponent realizes what is happening, it is way too late, as she drops the hammer directly onto their face, crushing them and killing them instantly. Concept 3. Nutcracker. Length, short to medium. Yhorm seamlessly swings her hammer upwards, hitting the opponent in the mouth. As they're holding their face, she uses that upward swinging momentum to do an underswing directly towards their jewels, lifting them off the ground by a few inches as they hold their jewels on their knees, screaming in pain. Yhorm would carry out that downward momentum again into an overhead slam, crushing their head, leaving them in a humiliating pose, clinging onto their jewels. I think that would be pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Now, Khatoon is an interesting character, honestly. I haven't played her all that much, but the one thing that caught my eye when going against her was how long and slow her executions are. So, with these ideas in mind, that I'm hoping I can give it a bit of justice. Concept 1. Moving on. Length, short. Khatoon stabs the opponent on their side with force with her right weapon, then following it up by getting up close and personal, cutting their throat with her left weapon in reverse grip, finally pushing them away, pulling her right weapon out of them, and cutting their throat again when pulling away. Concept 2. Slice and dice. Length would be pretty short too. Khatoon goes into her rush, and in a panic, the opponent throws a random attack, where she proceeds to deflect and hack or slash the opponent's arm off with force, then finishing it off with a slash to either their face or their neck. Concept 3. Make it even. Length, long. The idea is that Khatoon throws her weapon onto the floor, taunting the opponent to pick it up. As they do, they both fight with true aggression, but Khatoon finishes the fight off with a feint kick to their head, stunning them, where she finally punctures their chest with her sword, taking her other sword she gave away with smooth and agile fashion. If you've made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you for listening, because this is the first commentary video I've done ever. And honestly, I don't intend to do this like all the time. This is just a one-off, only because these concepts for these heroes have been like festering in my mind for the past couple of weeks, and I just wanted to kind of construct it into a video. Again, just want to say thanks for watching. I'll probably just be going back to regular, just non-commentary content of For Honor, and me just playing just random heroes. Yeah, no. Hope you guys have a good one. Take care and stay safe.